What's going on, everybody? Today's video brought to you by Atlas Gunworks, because we're going to talk all things double stack 1911 mags and why I switched to Atlas mags. If you want full history of wide body 1911 magazine things, highly recommend that you check out the co-host for my podcast, Adam Maxwell, has a excruciatingly long video in excruciating detail about all this stuff. This is going to be the way shorter version of this, and basically why I switched to Atlas mags from Brand X when I needed a whole bunch of magazines. Now, the main thing is, this is a 40 caliber mag that has been converted into a 9mm mag. That's essentially what all these are. This is a mag built for 9mm, and there is a difference. The main difference here, in my mind, is you will notice these grooves down the side, that this guy has a smaller internal dimension than this guy does. Why is that important? Well, these magazines both hold 23 rounds. This one holds 23 rounds when it's broken in. Break-in period's pretty quick, a couple weeks of shooting, or if you just want to load them up and unload them, you can get it there in a night. But this guy will hold 23 broken in, which means it actually holds 23. This guy holds 23 when it's new and then gets to a sloppy 23. Why does that matter? Well, this extra width means that as the follower goes down, there are times, and I've had it happen multiple times, where you can end up with the beans above the frank. So your bullets are sitting like this, and as they're going down, they get wide, and there's a spot in there where they're basically sitting almost side by side, and it is possible for them to pass each other. Now, they can't actually pass each other this way, but what they can do is they can pass the follower, because the follower is a little bit narrower than the bullets. So I have run dry on stages and been like, wow, that was weird. Put in another mag shot and been like, man, I swore I could count to 23, but apparently I can't. And then when I pull that mag off the ground, there's a bullet underneath the follower. It's happened to me several times, and it's really a bummer every single time. So that is reason number one why I switched. Reason number two, really, really nice follower, 3D printed follower. $140 magazine with a 3D printed follower. Are you kidding me? Really? Come on. So, I don't really trust these very much. Bullets slip past them, they do all kinds of weird stuff. Not a fan. Now, the other thing I really like, on the back here, the Atlas mags have a lot of witness holes. So every 5 rounds, 5, 10, 15, 20, and down here, the last witness hole is a very finely tuned witness hole. So essentially, if you can see some brass, there's 22 rounds in there. If you can see a primer, there's 23 rounds in there. And that's pretty darn sweet. So what that does is it lets me know if I'm doing a stage where I'm gonna do a planned reload and I don't need all 23 rounds, I'll usually just strip a round off the top, just make it a little bit easier to seat that mag. So I can just pull a round off, look at the back of there, and be like, I see brass and no primer, so I know there's 22 rounds in there, so I'm good to go. Also, as I go up here, since I have all these other ones, for drills, it's really nice to be able to, you know, drop that thing out of the back of the gun, look at how many rounds are in that mag, and then I can go back to whatever drill I was in the middle of, knowing that I have enough ammo to finish the drill. With these guys, you basically get 10 rounds and full and nothing in between. And then the last thing here is the way the feed lips are designed. So if you look at this with a bullet in here, this guy has very, very short feed lips. So this bullet leaves, and it is essentially in space for a larger than I would like amount of time between the time when it leaves the feed lips and it goes into the chamber. These ones sort of have guardrails on it. So think of it as bumpers in bowling, right? So if, you know, a round comes up and it's not exactly perfect, it kind of has these guardrails to keep everything straighter as it's going out and going into the chamber. So I am essentially able to run shorter ammo with this magazine than I am with this. I have some ammo. I loaded it for my CZ, which has a super short chamber. I think it's 1.105 inches. It's very short ammo. Double stack 1911 usually like something in the neighborhood of 1.135 or longer. That ammo will run in these mags, and it will not run in these mags, not reliably anyways. I get a lot of malfunctions. So those are pretty much the differences between these mags. Oh yeah, also, these mags are $95 and these are $140. So better all around. Both of them, you can just pop the base plates off. No big deal. Everything comes off there nice and smooth, easy to clean. The one thing that I will say for all magazines, number your mags, right? I want to be able to differentiate between all of my mags. So if I do have a problem, I can segregate that mag from the rest of my magazines really easily, toss it in the bottom of the bag, and then, check it out when I get home, see what was going on. But that's pretty much it. So I have made the switch from Brand X to Atlas for all of my magazines. I'm very happy with it. They've been running like a champ. I have a bunch of the 23 rounders and I have a couple of the 29 round big sticks. They all run great. They've been fantastic. No issues so far. If I have any issues, I'll let you guys know, but I don't see that coming. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions on this, leave them up in the comments. And if you have any, more drastic, pressing questions on anything else that you want to talk about, let me know. And me and Mr. Maxwell will talk about it on the podcast. See you guys later. Bye.